So thank you to many of you that sent me these articles, the posts, and people talking about it. Now we're gonna get into it. Is there any truth that Black Panther 2 is in danger and that Chadwick Boseman, the man playing T'Challa, has officially given Marvel Studios the middle finger and will not be returning? So as I said, yes, I've seen articles, I've read many of them, I've tried to track the source, let's say, to where it comes from, and honestly what I found is a giant loop that kind of brings you around to other articles stating the same thing, and they're citing other articles which lead back to that one. So it seems to be an endless loop of rumors and hearsay with no basis of an actual foundation to where it started. Now, of course, I will look at it from what they're saying here and try to look at how they might be approaching the situation, whether there is any truth to this, and why ultimately I think this is just a bunch of nonsense, and where does this come from. So let's talk about all of this just right now. So first and foremost, the number one place I see everything tracing back to happens to be Cosmic Book News specifically. And they're the ones that are reporting this, but they do say it's speculation. Many websites are running with the fact that it's like a certainty. And what they're saying is that Boseman is unhappy with his paycheck for the first Black Panther film, and he wants a bigger payday for the second movie. So let's go over this. Marvel Studios, much like any studio, they give you a kind of pitch, an idea, and you make a certain amount of money for your first outing, which is usually on the lower end. If your film does well, if they bring you back, which guaranteed they will, considering you usually sign a revolving deal that, hey, look, if we want you back, you got to come back because you signed that contract, but we'll up your pay. This happened with Chris Hemsworth, this happened with Robert Downey Jr., this happens with every MCU actor that's starring in a big film, and even some of the supporting cast. So he is contractually obligated to come back, and if he says, no, I want more money, they can sue him and still bring him back. This has been something that's been discussed multiple times. So does he want more money? Yes, of course he does, because the first film did way over expectations, and we don't know if he made anything off the back end. He probably didn't, but he's more than likely trying to convince his agents to say, hey guys, look, it was $1 billion plus film. How about for the sequel? Give me 5% off of that so I can be making more money, right? Again, this makes sense. It's negotiations. These things happen. Now, going into the second part of this, and this is where it starts to get a little out of control. They say that it is believed that in the second film, in Black Panther 2, T'Challa will be replaced with Shuri, and that's what the sequel is about, and that they don't want T'Challa back full time because Marvel is going full woke. Again, the Black Panther is a mantle. That's what it's about. It stands to reason that during the time he was gone and missing, somebody else was controlling Wakanda, calling the shots because he was presumed dead. So there's got to be some sort of power struggle. If it's Shuri that happens to be another Black Panther, or following in the footsteps in training, and she dons the suit for a little bit, that's straight from the comics. That's like She-Venom from Venom. They put her in there. Now, nobody was flipping out over that. Again, there's precedent into what happened in the actual comics that can be represented here. And we know they want to go in a direction when there's like legacy characters, right? So again, I don't see how we can connect the two and the correlation between them. Why would he be upset if he has to get paid more and do less? Now, apparently, this is also a problem because the sequel is going to introduce Namor, but Namor is going to be another major black superhero for Marvel Studios. Now, this is a weird one for me because that doesn't make any sense at all. The reason that the Atlanteans are typically portrayed as pale is because of the lack of sunlight, and they're at the bottom of the ocean, and Namor has pretty much ever since he was created been Asian, And we know that they in fact want more Asian superheroes. And Shang-Chi obviously is a step, towards that direction. But why would you take a core of Namor and change it up so much? Yes, DC did it with Aquaman to a degree, but they didn't outright change every aspect of the character. In this instance, this wouldn't even make any sense. You would have to really bend over backwards to explain all of these changes. So again, this is a rumor, but they're going with this as sort of factual. Now, from what I can see, a lot of rumors are coming at this from one particular thing. Over on Boseman's Instagram, he posted a new video of himself, and he is really skinny. He lost a lot of weight and muscle mass. He almost looks like he went from looking as jacked as The Rock to looking like Snoop Dogg. It's that type of transformation where you're like, oh my god, what happened? Where did all your muscle go? And people are saying that this is because obviously he's told Marvel no, he doesn't want to do it, and he's taken on other roles, and this is it. And this is the evidence. This video that he posted is the big one. This is him saying, oh no, I'm done, look at me, I've lost my muscle mass, or whatever. Again, this is just conjecture and speculation. And to this, I looked at this and I'm like, well, Christian Bale between Batman films was transforming his body to do other roles. Actors all the time. Look at Chris Hemsworth as Thor. He literally got to look like a giant god bodybuilder for the Thor films, but when we see him at bad times at the El Royale, literally in between films, he lost about 80 pounds, and he's just super slim and doesn't even look like Chris Hemsworth. And then, again, in 6 months, he was able to pack all the muscle back on and do Thor again. So again, this is Hollywood. They have the best trainers, the best meal preps, the best coaches, and they got a little bit of gear on the side that helps them pack on muscle real quick. And again, this isn't really anything new. So, Chadwick losing a bunch of weight for a role he's going to be in just means he's dedicated to that role. Again, this doesn't say that, the film is in trouble or anything. And again, the film is due out in 2022. So if they start shooting a year from now in 2021, again, he's got plenty of time. So now that we're over that, hopefully this video has done a good enough job of convincing you why I think this is nonsense and people are freaking out for nothing. Again, actors transforming their bodies for a role is nothing new in Hollywood. This has been going on since films, since theater. Hundreds of years ago, this has been something that's very commonplace. Something that's done, something that's become almost a necessity. Joaquin Phoenix for the Joker. How much weight did he lose? And 3 months later in interviews, he looks like Joaquin Phoenix again, and he put on all his mass, right? Again, this is standard. People, I think, are taking these stories, they're blowing them out of proportion, and there is no found basis or grounds to stand on for any of this. If you can show me any inkling or trace that Marvel Studios is making Namor black, I welcome it. Please send it to me. I need to see where this is coming from other than articles just speculating and using words like woke in the title to get the clicks, which they know is the only thing that drives the click to what they're doing right there on their website. They know the audience and the target are going after, right? Again, that's the only thing I'm seeing here. I've tried following the links. That's why it's taken me 6 days since this story hit to try to really figure out where it's coming from and talk to some people and just be like, where is this? And this is the only thing. And honestly, if that's the only thing to go by, then fine. And again, like I said, in regards to Shuri taking over as Black Panther, she is a Black Panther. That's like being upset that there's another Wolverine. How many other people have had the mantle of Wolverine or Hulk or Captain America? Again, this is more of a Marvel thing. Hell, Nightwing was Batman for a while. There's been other ones as Batman. So again, if you're following the comics, you have a basis to follow the actual story. I'm really lost. Hopefully this video's convinced you. If not, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I guess this is all true, even though there's nothing to back up any of it. So I guess evidence is just toss it out of the court and whatever.